I spent years doing stuff I thought was completely normal, like needing the entire weekend to recover from work, like waking up tired, feeling super guilty if I wasn't doing something useful, ignored being hungry because I was working or had something to finish, or ignoring having to pee. And one thing that really messed with my head was thinking I was fantastic under pressure when I'd actually gotten to the point where I couldn't function without any pressure. None of that felt alarming while I was living it, because I was functioning, doing things, working, accomplishing a lot of things. And then while burnout. Oh, there's a beautiful black and white butterfly. I've never seen one like it. Anyway, that's the ADHD focus. I'm sweaty. It took me a really long time recovering from burnout to even question the way I was living before burnout. It took me years to go like, wait, we choose to live like this. Anyway, here are 7 things I thought were normal before I burnt out. I'm curious to know how many you thought were normal too. And if you might have any to add to the list, let me know. The first one is needing an entire weekend to recover from the week. I honestly used to think that was just adulthood. That's just how I dealt with being an adult. So I'd work all week, I'd be exhausted at night every day, and then Friday night I was completely done and would spend the weekend just sleeping, recuperating. I wanted to do things. I wanted to clean and see friends and hang out, maybe even like go to a bar, have a drink. No, none of that. Just hang out. Like, I accept an invitation from friends and go over and hang out for an evening. No, I was too tired for that. But that was my normal. And then Monday comes and I did it all over again. I didn't spend a lot of time thinking about why the hell am I needing every minute off I have to recover from the time I'm working. I just thought that's work, kind of is what it is. You're done with school and being a kid. This is work. You're always going to be tired. And I'd get annoyed with myself because, as I said, I had things I wanted to do. Even just like wash my clothes, clean the house. I get really frustrated with myself because I couldn't keep up with that stuff at home. I was too tired. And eventually it just became what it was, a cycle every week. Which brings me to something I thought was basically just my personality, which is needing pressure to function. This one's been wild for me because I really used to think I was excellent under pressure. And I mean, I was. Give me a deadline, give me a problem, give me 12 problems. I got them. No worries. Anybody needed anything from me, I was on it, on top of it. And because I was able to accomplish so much that way, and I could see a lot of people weren't able to, I thought it was a super strength. And maybe part of it was, but what I didn't notice, what took me years of recovery to notice, was how hard it was becoming to function without that pressure. If something wasn't urgent and there wasn't a deadline and nobody needed it now, good luck. Wasn't getting done. If there wasn't the pressure of needing it right now, of a deadline, like a 10-minute task felt like I was trying to run a marathon in 5 minutes. Like it just felt completely impossible. So I really thought I was excellent under pressure, but turns out I had gotten really bad at working without it. And when you spend years, decades, using the urgency to get yourself moving, you can look incredibly successful and incredibly put together from the outside, while you are absolutely exhausting every ounce of your energy and who you are inside. Oh, and this connects to something that I did with productivity that, looking back, I think might be the stupidest thing on this whole list, but I'll get to that. Number 3 was feeling guilty when I wasn't being useful to somebody else. Listen, I know this one's gonna hit a lot of people because I see your comments on threads. I know. I could sit down, but I could not actually rest. I could hang out and try to recuperate, but my brain was going 1,000 miles an hour, constantly thinking of the lists of things I needed to do. The laundry needs to be done. Oh, I have to email this person. Oh my God, I think Jen messaged me like 3 weeks ago and I didn't answer. Okay, gotta do that. I haven't exercised in like 3 days. Really should hit the gym. The kitchen's a mess. Why can't I get my shit together? So when I was resting, all I could think of was more productive things I should be and could be doing. It wasn't until maybe about a year ago, so 3 years into burnout recovery, that I realized I needed to find another way or find another description or another way to see the word productive, because rest clearly is more than productive. It's needed. I couldn't function at all without it. But at the time, even if I wasn't working, I wasn't really off because of that brain. Okay. Things that were my normal back then and I thought were normal. Number 4, waking up tired. And I don't mean waking up and just feeling like kind of still being in bed. I mean waking up and feeling like, this is how I describe it. These were the last few years before I crashed and burnt out. When I would wake up, I'd feel like, you know, when you're traveling and you're at the airport and you've had like 4 layovers, you've been in airports for 36 hours and you haven't slept, and you get home and your bed's there and you're like, do I really need to shower? I do. So you shower, and then all you want is that bed because you haven't slept and you've been just in airports forever, and your whole body feels like rest is the only thing that's going to help it. It's the only thing you can think of. That's how tired I mean. I would wake up that tired a lot. So then I'd negotiate with myself, you know, okay, get up, shower, coffee, a bite, get dressed, go to work. I'll sleep after work. I don't have a choice. I did that day after day. If you recognize yourself in this and you're still working right now, please talk to someone to get actual rest. Talk to your doctor if you can. I know that's quite difficult for a lot of people, but if you have that support, a doctor or a therapist, talk to them about how tired you're feeling, because I didn't, and it caught up to me a lot. But at the time, I was surrounded with a lot of people who either didn't feel like that at all or felt the exact same way. So I thought, okay, well, that's me. That's how I deal with working. I'll just be tired forever. It's another friggin' Wednesday. Let's go. Number 5, not actually taking my body seriously and all the signs I was getting seriously. It's almost like I got notifications I didn't care about and I just like swiped them away. Hungry? Well, I'm doing something right now. So need to pee? Doing something right now. Later, yeah, got a headache, take a Tylenol. Feeling tired? Well, can't do anything about that, so coffee, I guess. I just didn't listen to the little things. And I think we're kind of taught to do this. It's so normalized. I certainly thought it was normal. I wasn't the only one doing it. A lot of people around me were. So to me, that was what it was. I got so good at ignoring my body. And it's funny looking back because we talk so much about listening to our bodies and listening to our cues and like being in tune with our body. And it takes practice to get there. But you can also get really good at ignoring it. And with the years of practice of ignoring it, it didn't even register after a while. I didn't wake up one morning suddenly completely disconnected from my needs. I had trained myself little by little, and I don't want to put all the blame on me. I think it's a societal thing, but we do train ourselves little by little that whatever other people need of us or whatever needs to get done is more important than our needs. And if we do that long enough, our needs are not only not going to get met, but we're not going to be there to accomplish anything. And if you ignore long enough, you don't need to ignore anymore. It's kind of just on autopilot. I didn't need to consciously ignore my body's signals anymore. It was just like background noise. The 6th thing I believe was normal before I burnt out was that I thought I was just really bad at life in general. Just bad at being a grown-up. This one hurt because everything felt like too much. Work, groceries, cleaning, appointment, responding to messages and emails and cooking and meal prepping and exercising, seeing people, doing the laundry, having my kitchen stay clean. All of those small daily tasks, they're all there for everyone. So I'd look around and see other people do it and think like, okay, well, it's just me. It's me. It's me. I'm the problem. I'd tell myself to be more organized, more disciplined, more consistent. I'd think, okay, change the routine. Maybe make another friggin' list. I need a better system. I need to stop being lazy. And because I thought I was the problem, every solution I just named was pointing at me, putting more pressure on myself. Every solution demanded more of me, and I gave more of me. Which brings me to number 7, and I think this is the one I see most differently now. Thinking the solution to feeling tired and exhausted and overwhelmed was just becoming more efficient. Oh my God. Listen, I love a system. Okay? Lists, schedules. I love a system. I'm ADHD, so I like to have things written down so I remember. That might be more it, but I love a system. Planners, lists, so many lists, schedules, habit tracker, new routines. Okay, maybe if I wake up earlier, things will be better. Maybe if I focus my morning routine to optimize it, everything will be better. Some people seem to do it. They're doing good. So I should optimize my days, is what I used to think. And I thought this was normal. Maybe if I meal prepped everything on Sundays. Well, Sundays I was too exhausted to move. I kept trying to optimize my way out of exhaustion. Because all I could think was, if I become efficient enough, eventually I'll have enough energy and time for everything. Except every time I created more capacity, I found a way to fill it. So if I figure out how to do something faster, I wouldn't take those 20 minutes and just like go outside and take a breath and stare at a tree, but I'd fill it up with something productive. So the finish line just kept moving. I kept pushing it. And I think that's one of the biggest things burnout had me question about myself and my ways and society's ways. Because eventually I had to ask, what the hell am I trying to be so efficient at? Just life? Just living? And where, when, at what point did living become something I had to optimize? Yeah. So some of the strangest things for me about burnout recovery was just realizing how much stuff I thought was normal that I now question. Stuff I used to question when I was in my early 20s that I kind of pushed to the side. Because burnout didn't start the day I couldn't get out of bed anymore. There were so many signs, so many flags. There were patterns. There were little things I'd optimize. So many things I'd optimize year after year, just because everybody else seemed super tired too. And I think a lot of people are. And I don't want the point of this list to be, shit, I do 5 out of 7, I'm doomed. That's not the point. That's not what I'm saying at all. I think it's just worth questioning our ways before we get burnt out, or if you're where I'm at, or in the middle of your burnout, or kind of on the other side of burnout, like I am currently. Still relearning to live, but able to get dressed and out again. If you're not there yet, it does get better. I need you to know that. Yeah. So the point of this list is just for us to think a little bit about those things instead of constantly asking ourselves, like, how do I get better at life? How do I get better at keeping up with my life? I now am constantly asking, do I really want to live like this? Do we really want to live like this? I don't know. I know I don't. Not anymore. I've done it. Enough. I just want us to stop optimizing long enough to like question, do I really want to be living like this? I know that's a question I have for myself a lot. And that question changed a lot for me. So I'm curious, do you do any of these? Do you think any of them are normal? What would you add to the list? Because I think 7 is probably not it. Let me know in the comments below. And if you are also trying to figure out a way to live a life you don't constantly need to recover from, subscribe, because that's what we're doing here. Bye, guys. Love ya.